Mermaid on the reformer in a group class is oftenly an exercise that I find oftenly not really well performed. See the difference between correct way, incorrect way. Hello everybody, I am Patricia Duchaussoy and I am the co-founder of the Swiss Pilates Institute. Today I would like to demonstrate you Mermaid on the reformer. Mermaid on the reformer in a group class is oftenly an exercise that I find oftenly not really well performed. Many students think that they have to actually open the carriage as far as they can, mobilizing from the shoulder joint, and that's it. And actually keeping the spine almost neutral and straight. But Mermaid originally is a lateral flexion. The purpose of this exercise is to create a concentric contraction on the obliques while you are opening the carriage. So you really want to press the carriage out using not only the shoulder joint but also the obliques. So the proper emphasis and actually benefit of this exercise is that we are going to work the erector spinae muscles to keep your back really perfectly elongated, so it's about actual elongation, and also the scapular stabilizers here working to really avoid the shoulder, you see, to be elevated or to protract or even retract. So we really want to keep that in mind. But also we want to open the carriage here by connecting our oblique. So the proper way to work on this exercise first will be to inhale and elongate your spine, keeping your shoulders and hips as squared as possible. Inhale. And on the exhale, pressing out the carriage with your oblique. And see the difference between correct way and incorrect way. Alright? So this is very different. So I always like to mention that proper alignment starts even before the exercise will start. As you are starting to, prepare yourself for the Mermaid on the reformer, you want to make sure that your hips are going to be as squared as possible. And if not, you will have to elevate your pelvis, maybe sitting on a pillow, or you just want to elevate. If you see, for example, often this hip will be maybe higher, so this is a need to elevate yourself and sit on a pillow. You should actually feel your sit bones and cord on the carriage when you do that. Second is to think about your collarbones. Your shoulders are squared as possible also. The position of your hand. Notice, never put your hand right at the middle of the foot bar. We want first to start with a straight arm. So here my arm is not straight. So I have to bring it slightly forward so that my arm is already prepared and straight. And also in order to keep my shoulder joint in a good congruency level. So this is now the preparation of this exercise. We are inhaling, growing tall. And on the exhale, we laterally flex. So really feeling this concentric contraction here on this oblique. And then return the carriage home. Now, mistake that we can also see is when people, particularly people who have a kyphosic, posture, or people who spend many hours in front of a computer or telephone, the head is forward. So they are not able to actually activate slightly their neck flexors. So you will often see that. So then it's a good idea to bring the hand to salute, just like this, as Joseph Pilates like to say, hand to salute. So that will help actually to align your neck, your cervical spine into a better neutral alignment, just like this. And then pressing out the carriage here without to bring the head forward. Now I will demonstrate you from the opposite side so that you can see from the back view. And this is the way you are going to teach your students how to move to the opposite side. Just create a rotation with your hands behind and then simply move your legs into a letter Z, I like to say. So from the back view, you can see that my sit bones are both anchored on the carriage. My right hand is on the foot bar. I slightly bring my hand forward, and then I align my shoulders and hips. Elongate my spine, inhale, and exhale, side bend. Inhale, return carriage home, squaring, and exhale, pressing out again. So also here what is important is to avoid the shift on the rib cage, because this is also a common mistake. Often people, when they have, sometimes you see that they have too much springs. Actually, it should be a strong spring, but when your client is skinny or very short, or petite, it's a good idea to reduce a bit the spring so that she can really still feel, she can still be able to connect the core muscles in order to stabilize the pelvis in this exercise particularly, but also to keep this good proper actual elongation. And when you press out, you don't want to see that shift from the rib cage to the pelvis here. So this will be a wrong way to do, all right? So we want to really elongate, looking for actual elongation, and as we exhale, just lateral, so side bending here. And then returning the carriage home. We can actually also do this exercise on the opposite side. So you bring your hand here, one hand is on the shoulder block. You again inhale, finding actual elongation, and on the exhale, use the shoulder block here to deepen the lateral flexion on your spine. And then return. Inhale, elongate, and exhale, stabilizing the pelvis over the mobility of the thoracic spine and cervical spine. So that was Mermaid on the Reformer. Thank you for watching and see you next time.